Hello there, Sunday the 14th of August 2011. A warm welcome along to today's United Kingdom talk. Haven't seen you for a couple of days because I've been very, very busy with putting a new roof on the lean-to and the start of the destruction. Well, I say the start. We're carrying on with the destruction of a very large shed in the garden, which I wanted to get removed. First of all, on Friday we did it. Actually, we put the new roof, took the old roof off, and put the new roof on the lean-to, which is next to my house. Now, it's a corrugated plastic stuff that we've got on the top, and if you have a look now, here is the brand new roof, which is looking rather good, I'm very pleased to say, outside and from the inside as well, as you can see there. And the whole thing took about 2.5 hours altogether, I suppose, and I think we've done a good job. And I'll tell you what, I think we're going to done a new job. We've done that Friday morning, started about 11 o'clock, finished around about 12:30, I suppose. So an hour and a half, 1 o'clock maybe, about 2 hours to take off the old roof and put a new one on. And I had cut the plastic a few days before. It's like a corrugated plastic stuff, little arches, and it's called mini corrugated roof, this stuff. And what I did is I put the 10 sheets together and got the jigsaw and went right along so that they would all be the same length. I was very, very worried I've cut it too short or not cut it long enough. I'm not very good at numbers, really, but it was actually the perfect length, I'm very pleased to say. Took the old one off, which has gone very brittle over the last, well, it must have been up there at least 20 years. And put the new one on with nails. And see, the worry is that you're going to put this thing on and it's not going to be waterproof. Well, I mean, obviously, you know, the material is waterproof, but the way you put it on must also be waterproof as well. And if the water's going to come in anywhere, it's either going to come in where it joins the wall or between the little nails you put in. Now, the nails you put in this stuff to nail it to like the wooden frame, which is all. By the way, the wooden frame is very sound. It's not rotting anywhere at all, not even a little bit in the corner. It's really, you know, it's been kept dry all these years. So you bang your nails through the plastic thing, and each section you overlap it by like a couple of corrugations, you know, so that the water can't get in there. And you put the nails in, and each of these nails has like a plastic collar as well. So the idea is you bang them in, and then the plastic collar sits between the head of the nail. Well, that's a lot. What's that noise? Sounds like a motorbike. Between the head of the nail and the plastic sheeting, so it kind of forms a seal. And also, I mean, the guy before me didn't actually have any flashing, which is a big, thick piece of like tape, which goes from one end to the other. And that's supposed to, you stick that on literally stick it, not nail it, stick it on the side of the wall and stick the other bit to the top of the corrugated sheeting, which is quite difficult because, of course, it's not straight, it's corrugated, but I did it. And as luck would have it, we finished that job and then took the stuff down the dump. And that night, about 3 o'clock Saturday morning when I got in from work, it was absolutely chucking it down with rain. I thought, well, that's a good test. And I've got up Saturday morning, a bit later than I usually do, around about 9:45, and went straight in the lean-to, dry as a bone. I'm so pleased. Even the bits, because there were a couple of bits where it was dripping down, you know, where the top of the roofing had got perhaps a little bit cracked or just worn out over the years, and no longer are those places dripping. And I mean that. I've looked everywhere. I cannot find a drop of water anywhere, so I'm well pleased about that. And job well done, job well done. As I say, my mate Ronnie came over and gave us a hand with that, and we both worked on that. And then after that, I am sitting today in front of my slightly damaged shed now. I've got to be honest, Ronnie did most of the work here, because I haven't got a clue. This shed is so well put together with nuts. I mean, you know, some people would use nails, which would be easy to take apart. Other people would use screws, which would still be relatively easy to take apart. The guy who put this together, and it's a bespoke, you know, this is not something he's bought from a DIY place and stuck together. He's used nuts and bolts, as well as some screws and some nails. But on the whole, the main kind of frame to it. It's put together with nuts and bolts. Not only has he used nuts and bolts, but a lot of the bolts have been recessed into the wall. I mean, it's such a good job. Unfortunately, that means it's damn well difficult to take apart. And we've got a sledgehammer and a crowbar, and as I say, I can't lie to you. Ronnie did most of this yesterday, and he's managed to get sort of the front side completely off now. As you can see in the picture, there's nothing on the front now. The floor is just disintegrating as we walk on it, so that's a bit of a worry, really, how we're going to get the rest down. But at least now, if we give that shed a good bang with a sledgehammer, the whole thing's moving. So it's getting there. It's becoming weakened. And that's what Ron says. Is what we've got to do is weaken it, and then it will just collapse on its own. But it's a real job. I mean, it's a very, very... Someone said to me, oh, it's easy to take down a shed. Just undo the screws. It's not. This shed is not easy to take down, believe me. So that's what I did yesterday. And on Saturday, I went down the dump and took a load of stuff. Took the first load of stuff. The garden's almost empty now because I've taken all the stuff that we've removed so far down the dump. It's lovely getting rid of stuff in it. Eh? I mean, it's really nice filling up a car with stuff you don't, and just getting rid of it down to the local civic refuse place, which is all free, incidentally. We don't have to pay for that to do that. So the work will continue on Wednesday. So next week we may be short a couple of shows while we've got to get to grips with this job, certainly until the really wet weather and autumn and what have you coming. We've got another couple of months to do it, but when I've got a job, I like it done. Do you know what I mean? I want it done as soon as possible. So it's happening. It's all happening. The other thing is, incidentally, with this shed, it's even insulated. The bloke who put it up, he even insulated, so there's a lot of that vile, nasty fiberglass stuff in there. And you've got to use gloves, and it makes it all itchy. Oh, it's horrible. Horrible, and you must be very, very careful not to rub your eyes when you're handling this stuff. And really, I should have worn, I mean, I've been handling it this morning as well, I should have worn something that covered my sleeves, because although my hands are okay, just up my arm is quite itchy. So and I've washed it already, so the fiberglass has kind of touched that up there. Oh, it's horrible, horrible stuff. But I put that in a couple of black plastic bags and took that down the local dump as well. So that's what I've been doing. Sorry not being with you a couple of days, and as I say, there are probably 2 or 3 shows perhaps missing next week. But don't worry, I'm still here. All right, and so is Katie, incidentally, who's on the lap. All right, a couple of emails then. Hello to Zach, our friend Zach. I do hope you enjoyed his little show that we showed on our show, so to speak. If you've got a little video, perhaps you want to do 2 or 3 minutes of video, just introducing yourself to me, maybe got an iPhone or something like that, send it through, or the best way to do it is to upload it to a YouTube account, okay, and then I can get it from there. You'd need to set up a YouTube account. It's all free. Upload your little video to there, perhaps saying, hello Chris, my name's so-and-so, and you know, the sort of thing, 2 or 3 minutes, and we can show that as well, all right? Zach, by the way, Zach, did you manage to collect? I think you had to collect your parents at 7. He was moaning that he had to get up at 3 o'clock to collect his parents from somewhere. Is that right? You had to be somewhere at 7 o'clock. All that work your mum and dad's done for you over the years, and you're moaning about getting up at 3 o'clock. You lazy boy, get up. And anyway, he writes, I'm curious. Was the last email you read out some random email trying to advertise stuff? That was lulu.com. He says, I'm getting stuff like that too, trying to get me into some scam website. I'll put the one I got below. I know it was a spammer because of the comments on the channel they sent it for. That particular one, which I read out, lulu.com, was indeed not a spam one. I'm fairly savvy to all these spam emails and things like that. I don't think I've ever been caught out. They come left, right and centre, they really do. Lulu.com, that was where you can get a free eating book, a book about eating. So that's what that one, I did check it out first. But the one Zach got was, get noticed on YouTube, and a quote, hi mate, how are you doing? Really love your channel and the videos. You should check out, and it gives a website because it's a great way to get subscribers. Thank you for your channel, goodbye. And yes, indeed, that is a spam email, and I get plenty of those as well, Zach, I must admit. So watch out for that one. I'll read it to you, boys and girls. Sub4sub.com. Okay, you don't want to go on that one. That's just a way of getting money out of you, I think. And there are some websites that you can go to, and for a fee, they will make the viewers on your channel look higher. Okay? I don't know how they do it. Some way they do it. For a nominated fee, you send them the money, and they can make your viewers go perhaps from 10 to 250,000 for a fee. Now, why you would want to do that, I'm not quite sure. Okay, I can't see any point in doing that. I think it's just a numbers game, and we don't play it's just a pointless playing a numbers game. It really is. So what if only 10 people or 250,000 people are watching? What's it going to do for you, the fact that you've got all those viewers that aren't really there? It doesn't prove anything. It really doesn't. So a complete waste of money, I think. All right. Finally today, a very famous person here in the UK, certainly in the 60s, 70s and 80s, has died. Robert Robinson was his name. And I remember growing up sort of through school and that, and remember seeing him on the telly, and I always had a great deal of respect for this man. He presented shows like that, certainly the shows I used to watch, as Call My Bluff, which you may have in your other country. A fairly light-hearted word game that was. I actually went to the BBC television centre in the 70s. My dad took me to see some of those, Call My Bluff. And I think they make 6 shows in one sitting, all right? And which is quite good, except the trouble is, of course, by the 3rd show you're thinking, oh my God, how many more of these have we got to sit through? He also hosted a family quiz-type show called Ask the Family, and today on BBC Radio 4. He was a BBC man. I don't think I ever saw him on ITV. A BBC man and a real gentleman. And very sad that he died, I think it was yesterday on the 13th of August. Great man. Well, one other thing, we've still got a few emails and that coming in about the riots. So I'll try and read some of those out on the next show. But I'm very pleased to see that our Prime Minister, David Cameron, is trying to get, or has now got, a New York police officer involved who was responsible for cleaning up New York among other areas of the USA, and done the job very well. So I'm very, very pleased he's got him involved, because he does seem to know what he's doing. Not that our police don't know, but I think any help is good, you know. All right, boys and girls, that's it for the show today. Thanks for watching and listening. Do join in by email. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Lots more of your emails coming up on the next show. Okay, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Have a nice Sunday. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.